Hey guys, it's happy Wednesday and it's story time Wednesday. So Shelly's here today with a story time. I promise I am going to be posting on my other YouTube channel each day or every other day. So story time, I'm Jamaican by birth. I guess once you're subscribed, you know. And I have a hat on today because my hair is a mess. Your girl went to the gym this morning again. Mental health is so important and so very essential. So I'm still in my gym outfit and I work from home. So story time. While living in Jamaica, yesterday I gave a story about being married, going through issues, and sending a message to at Chrissy work and family Quishine. So today I give a story time where God saved me and God kept me for a reason and a purpose. He kept me, my son, and also my then ex-husband. So my son was literally like 2 years old, but he was a bubbly, happy 2 years old who he was very mouthy. Very brilliant, intelligent little boy. Nothing could be hidden from him. So we pulled up at a spot in Jamaica, going to drop him off at daycare. And I brought this story up because there was a news yesterday in Jamaica where a parent pulled up at, I think, Meadowbrook School to pick up his child and gunmen, I guess, held him up. So we were about to drop him to a daycare somewhere in Portmore. And my then ex-husband had some personal issues or falling out with some guy. So the night before the incident, I heard my doors being beaten down and he had reached out to me to tell me to not open the door. He didn't tell me what was going on, but not to open the door. And it was a Sunday night. So the Monday morning, got my son ready, got ready for work. We both were working in Crossroad. And this story is going to have more than one part, maybe one or two parts, depending on my mood. I'm on my 15-minute break from work while working at home. Yes, mental break is good. So got my son ready. My then ex-husband called to say, get ready, I'm sending my friend to pick you up. He was coming, but the friend would be driving his car. So we got out the morning, got ready, went out, and we stood up, waited on the car to come. When the car came, we got in the car. But when I got outside, I saw this guy. He was someone that I knew. He ate with us, slept on our sofa, played ball with my son and my ex-husband. He was like a family friend. So I saw him, but because I did not know what occurred, why my ex-husband did not get to come home the night, I saw the guy. He called to my son. My son blessed him up and we got picked up. So my ex-husband was in the front of the car and his friend was driving his car. So to get my son to the daycare, it's about 10 minutes from where we lived. So the car pulled up, we went, dropped my ex-husband friend off and at his house, which was close by. And then ready now to go drop our son off at the daycare. Mark you, it's a daycare preschool. And he has been going there since he was probably maybe 4 or 5 months. So they know him, they're used to him. So we pulled up the morning at the daycare. And when we pulled up, my son, my little 2-year-old son, said, "See such and such a person there." So my ex-husband was like, "Where?" And he said, "Dad, see him there." So we pulled up at the daycare. My ex-husband, the side of his car glass was like halfway down. He pulled it up. Mine was partially down. So I got out of the car to bring my son into the daycare. So one of the aunties was outside talking to her parents. So she took my son back, and my son was standing up there, went back in the car. By the time I got back into the car, I saw the guy at the driver's side car window, and he was like, "Drop the window down, drop the window down." And my ex-husband said, "No, me now pull my window down." And him say, "If you not drop the window down, me I go shoot you up." By the time I heard shoot, the car sped off, and let me tell you something. That man fired 4 shots into the car. There was splinter all over. I had little bruises all over my body. The windshield of the car shattered. It did not like break or break up, but there was a lot of shattered glass. While my ex-husband was driving, there were a lot of like concrete blocks, which we call sleeping police, in the road, and he was trying to like duck, and I was like helping him to like pull the car steering around and to go as fast as we could, because the guy was like shooting directly at him. But because I was in the front of the car, I was trying to help him. And by the time the 4 shots were fired, the guy was running down the car in the little lane, firing more shots. By then, the daycare apparently called the police station. I can say 100-man police station, so it was in Portmore. We got out of the scheme and we were heading to 100-man police station because we knew who it was. We knew everything about this person. Where him live, where him frequent. We know his family. His mom used to drive one of the JUTC bus. We drove. I realized I had glass splatter all over me. He had little bruises, but I had more. Drove to 100-man police station and we went in, and by the time we went in, they told us that police were already on their way going to the location. And listen, I heard that my son did not make it into the daycare that morning. He was outside crying that his mom and his dad is dead. The nanny or the lady, the auntie at the daycare could not get him inside. She said she tried to console him, He didn't want to go in the daycare in the morning. Anyway, we got to 100-man police station, reported, told them what happened, and we ended up calling the daycare to find out how our son was doing because he witnessed everything. We called and they told us what was happening. So they got him on the phone and we told him we were okay. We weren't dead. Let me tell you something. God is an on-time God. And did I question God to say, "God, why did you save me?" No, God saved us. Not even me alone. God saved myself, my ex-husband, and my son, because He could have shut us up while the kid was in the car. And look where he chose to do it, at the daycare center where there were kids running all over the place. I learned after, when they heard the gunshots fired. Went to 100-man police station. By then they radioed to said they were on site. They didn't see anyone, that the guy ran off in some other direction or whatever. So we ended up calling the guy's mother because he was more like family to us. We called his mom and told her what had happened at the daycare. Oh, her son came for shoot us up and stuff. She was in Portmore the day. And she came by the police station, got information from us and all that. Tried to reach out to the son, couldn't find him. Let me tell you something. God is an on-time God, and God is an awesome God. To backtrack a little, that same guy, he was shot up at. Someone shot him up. When I say shot him up, God saved him. He was shot up where his intestines were literally on the outside of his body. And throughout all that, he was in KPH. My ex-husband then used to go to KPH to visit him. I remember after I came out from KPH, I used to cook food and take for him. I remember when he used to go to change his colostomy bag, his urine bag. It used to be my ex-husband that used to take him to KPH, yes, and take him back home and then head to work. And that same guy came to try to kill my ex-husband and maybe me and my son. But let me tell you something. God is an awesome God. I'm a living testimony of God's mercy, God's grace. And no matter what mankind try to do to you, no matter what mankind use their mouth to speak ill about you, God has the final say. Here I am today telling you. My son is now 24 years old, and listen, he has not forgotten about that day. I was so traumatized. I was so traumatized, and I'll come with part 2 and tell you about the after story after that shootout at another time. Let the peace of God be with you. Take the name of Jesus with you any and everywhere you go. He's the same yesterday, the same today. And he never leaves us hanging. He's an on-time God, and he comes through on his own timing. God saved me. God rescued me back then. Yes, God did it. He did it for me, and he can do it for you. Be encouraged. Stay encouraged. And I'll catch you tomorrow with another thought, or I'll give you part 2 of the after story, aftermath after the shooting. Have a blessed day. If you see this, like, subscribe, share, and remember, I also run a cooking channel called Shell's Island Flavor Cooking. Run on over, show you girl some support. See you soon. See you tomorrow. Toodles.